Alright, we are back and let's take care of the roof. Let me let me get this wooden wall as a reference. This one, just as a reference. So I'm not really sure if we maybe like one building would be like only have like one element, but I think most of the buildings should have like two. So we should have maybe a roof which is 2 meters, and maybe we should have a roof which is 4 meters. Yeah, this is what we should do. Now let's go crazy. Press 1. Let's get a plane, RX90, and we do snap this increment, GX, not this, press 2 and click here. So let's do 4 meters, okay? I think this is perfectly fine. We can set all transforms, and then we can get the vertex snapping. Select everything, GZ, and snap it here. Okay. Press Ctrl 3 and just rotate. If you have this problem here that this is like rotating in the center, which is not really nice, you can click on this edge, Shift S, cursor to selected. Then in object mode, set origin to 3D cursor. For now, you can do that. And then in object mode, you can just rotate this. And if you don't see it, rotate this in edit mode. And unfortunately, sorry for that, we can only do this. Sorry. Yeah, okay, this is fine. So rotate this in object mode. And when you face this issue here, okay, you can just X in this case, sorry, RX, and then rotate. And then let's just decide how deep we want to have it. So before I rotate this, let me make this smaller, like so. Let me see how, yeah. So I'm trying to do like this type of roof. This is what I try. So maybe this is enough. Yeah, then just all transforms, RX, and just rotate it. Sorry. Object, origin to 3D cursor, and then RX and rotate it. RX, rotate a little more. So the rotation should be fine. RX, maybe a little more, like so. No, RX. RX, like so. So then we can see more of the roof. Okay. So now, this type of roof, let me get a reference here. I made a reference yesterday. So what I basically want is like this type of thing here. Okay. So we need, so now we can create those tiles if we want to. And then we can support this with like a wooden board on the bottom. And we can get really creative here. And then maybe we can do something like this. Yeah, let's do that. So first things first. Let's click on this. Let's extrude this one. Just press E, this is perfect. So we can do that. Control R, double click. Let's do something like this. Okay. And then you can Shift D click, G Z, and move it down. Like so. And then just close this one and this one. And then you can just Control plus this, P, selection. Shift H, so you can see this is fine for us. And let's do our transforms. And bevel. shade smooth, 6 degrees, and apply. Reveal the this wooden board here. Press 1. Let's do this. Yeah, let's change the shape. Get this. Choose scale this on X, so make it smaller. And then make it bigger. And then we can snap this. So get this one. Do G, Y, and snap it on this vertex here. Control 3 and snap this here. And also get this and snap it here. Get this, press 7 and snap it here. So now we have this. Let's move this one like so. And then we can use an array with the something like 5. And we just increase the count. Press 1. Let's do 14. And increase the count to something like 5.2. Yeah, and then we can just move it. GX can just move it like so. So now this is like the bottom of the roof. So what we can do now is we get this one. We can get rid of those edge loops here, dissolve edges, and then we can get this one. Control D, click. So now you have a perfect copy, right? Just leave it here at the exact same location. Now we can subdivide this, but before we do that, because it's not perfectly squared, let's square this like so. Then we can, oh sorry for that, press L. So we wanna select this. So let me hide this, and let me also hide this. So now we have this as this copy here. I just insert edge loops. Now press A, and then subdivide. Right click, subdivide. Yeah, I think this is fine. And what we can do now is get those things. Control B. Let's do something like that. And then you can extrude it. Or let's do let's extrude this. We don't need that. And we don't need those things here. And you can click on this thing, select similar area. Or if it's not going to work, do perimeter and just get rid of those faces. And then what you can do X-ray, get this, and just select those things here in X-ray. Press 7. So we only need those things. Don't do something like this, okay? We only need those. Then we bevel. Like so. Shade smooth, outer smooth in 60 degrees and apply. So this is something you can do. Select everything and let's do something like this. Before we do that, I think it's smart to get this thing here as a reference. And now what you want to do is let's select this edge. Shift S, cursor to selected. So this is selected on this height. And then origin to the 3D cursor. And then you can get an array on the Z-axis. Yes, Z-axis is correct, but also the Y. So we need 1, and Z maybe 0.5, maybe 1. So now you can see this needs to be elevated a little bit. And Y, we should let's see. So let's try to make this perfect. So Y should be 0.7 maybe, 0.5, 0.8. 0.8 should be fine. 0.9, 0.85. 0.85 is fine. And Z 0.85, 0.9, 0.95, 0.95. So something like this. It can overlap a little bit. And we increase the count. Like so. And now what you can do, you apply that. Let's hide this, and we get everything here. First, let's unwrap this and see what this is going to do. So now this is perfectly fine for us. We can also press 7 and 1, 2 here. Let's make a cut here. So this is the center. Let's make a cut here. Let's make a cut here, and let's make a cut. Oh, sorry. Let's make a cut here. So now we get this, and this, and this, and this, and we mark the seam. And we do this again. Unwrap angle based. So now the reason why I did that is now we have double the resolution because we cut this in half. So it can put this in UV space. Now select everything with A, and then let's extrude. To be honest, we don't really need to extrude. We can get this, and then and then extrude. E, Z, move down. Like so. And then we can bevel this. So now this looks soft, looks good. Let's do auto smooth again, apply. So now we need to select this and this, press 3. So we want to select this and this and this because we don't really have UVs for that. Do we have seam? No, we don't have a seam. Okay, so let's add a seam. So this one, this one, this one, and this one. U mark seam. Then press 3 and we get this, 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 and this. Control plus and plus. And then U unwrap angle based. Okay. We can get rid of this stuff. So there's a technique to straighten this perfectly. You go here, edge select, click on this, for example, and then align vertically, horizontally, horizontally. 3, click L, right click, follow active quads. I will just speed this process up. Alright, so now it's perfect. We have perfect UVs for this. Amazing. Let's reveal the rest here. And let me put this up. And get this one here. This whole line, SZ0. And then snap it, because this is not looking good. Snap it here. Okay? So now this is perfect. And then you can just make sure that you recheck this thing. UV. UV editing. So yeah, this is stretched. So let's do unwrap angle based. And this is now fine. This is now perfect. So this shape is the exact same shape here. So this is not going to stretch. And then we can just pack islands. Select everything, pack islands again without rotation. Pack, boom, everything is perfect. And if you don't believe me, so let me just show you the checkerboard material preview. And then you can see that this is not stretched. All perfect. All right, control save. So now this is one roof, but we are not really done. So we need to raise this and this. So let me go to my wireframe view and just press Control 3 and we raise this one here. Like so. And then I just want to move this down. Sorry. Both. Okay, make sure you're in X-ray and you drag select from this side, because you want to drag select both. Like so. And then I think, I'm not really sure. Let me see the reference here. Okay. So this is fine. This needs to be straight. Okay. Make it a little bigger. Like so. And then we can just get this, and we can get this, and we can just P-select this. And you can get rid of this one here. To be honest, let's just delete this. So we only take care of this. We can mirror that. Let me inset. Control I, and we do press E, or turn off the snapping. Press E, and we just extrude, like so. And then we can click on this again, and then let's do 4. Let's P-select this. Let's click on this frame again, and let's get rid of those things because we don't need them anymore. X, dissolve edges. Now we click on this. Now we can get this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and let's do Control B a little bit. So we have only 2. Like so. Control I, sorry, in phase mode. Control I, and then we can extrude them as well, like so. And now you have like a nice, interesting shape here. Let's do this one here, and we can just bevel that, like so. Shade auto smooth, and then apply 60 degrees. And then let's cut the UV here too. I'm a little lazy, so what we can do here is I can show you a little trick. Oh, sorry for that. Why is this? If this is going to happen, you see this this color here. Press A and go to Edge and clear sharp from vertices. So I can give you a little trick. Just put an edge loop in the center here, double click, and get rid of this. So we only deal let me just shift H, so we only see this. And then what you can do, get this, and turn on the snapping, G, X, and snap it here. So this is perfectly aligned with this stuff we have inside. Okay. Now we can do the UV. Let me get this, Alt Shift and Alt Shift this. Let's move this a little bit, like so. And then we can get this, we need this. Let's do frame selected. And we can get this. We don't need that. This is, yeah, get rid of this. Actually, no, sorry, actually we need that. Yeah, sorry for that, we need that. And then we need this as well, this whole loop, and we need this whole loop. Okay? Then we can just view, mark seam, in object mode, Control A, all transforms. And now what you can do, select this whole thing here, and this, Shift S, cursor to selected, so it's right here. Okay? And then tab, object, set origin to 3D cursor. And then we mirror that. And turn on the clipping and apply. Now we have UVs for both sides. And then you can just select everything, you unwrap angle based. And this is it. And then we can reveal everything. We also need to do UVs here. Let me hide this. So we need to do UVs for this. cut those edges here. And those. What you also can do in this case, just click this, shift click, shift click, shift click, and then mark seam. This is much easier, of course. And then these small things as well. Just shift click in face mode. Okay, this is not really correct, sorry. This. Then you mark seam. We don't really need to pay much attention to this. We don't need to cut those things here, because we will never see it. Okay? So, let's do Control A, all transforms, and then everything in edit mode, U, unwrap, angle based. Okay, but to save space, okay? So let me just get this, sorry for that. Just to save space, we need to unwrap this one as well. Otherwise, he's going to have weird stackings, or like the UVs are looking really weird and they waste a lot of space. So we just cut them here. U mark seam, select everything, U unwrap angle based. And now this is better. And let's reveal this one. And then we can get this, shift click this, Control J, and in edit mode we can unwrap everything again. And now we have that. But we need to make sure okay, this is fine. Okay. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, it's perfectly aligned. I was just checking the faces here, but it's perfectly aligned, so vertically. Okay. So we have that. Let's get this one. Do Shift S, cursor to world origin, and geometry to 3D cursor. In this case, this is not really clever, this is not really smart. I can show you why, because we need to have this here actually. So, but what we can do, we can click on this thing, this, for example, as a reference, and then set origin to geometry. So now this is perfectly in the center. And then we can mirror this, Q, mirror, and we get this eyedropper tool and click on this thing. So it's using this reference here. Okay. So yeah, this is perfectly fine. I was just thinking that maybe we can just P-select this. So just split it. And then maybe we can... Yeah, we should do that. So let's apply the mirror. No, we don't need to. Let's P-select this in our thing. So it has a mirror now. And then let's hide this. We get this one. Press 2. Let's put the Shift S cursor here to select it on this line again. And then in object mode, we get the origin to 3D cursor again. And then also we can mirror this also. So we have this mirror for this part. Okay, we need that. But we add another mirror. But this time it's not the object here, but this time it's the object itself. And in this case we do clipping and then apply. And now we can see that this one is on the inside and on the outside. As you can see here. We have this on the inside and on the outside. Let's reveal this. And let's apply the mirror. And for this, let's apply also the mirror. It's pretty important. And then you can get this whole thing and this, Control J, select everything, U, unwrap angle based. And it's perfect. So now we go all transforms and cursor to world origin. And this one, origin to geometry. And this one, object to geometry. Origin to geometry. And this one, we need to do UVs for this, right? Let's bevel this. Let's get this and this and this and this and this. So always the same stuff. Okay. And we need to cut this here. Make sure that there are no gaps. And then U, mark seam, select everything. Set the origin to geometry in this case. And we want to unwrap. Good. And we do the same thing here. Object, set origin to geometry. First, don't apply the array. We need to do something like this again. Frame selected. When you have trouble zooming in, it's because the camera is completely displaced. So just frame selected in edit mode. And then mark seam, select everything, U, unwrap angle based, check the UV, perfect. In object mode, apply the array, and then you can just go to UV editing again and pack islands. Perfect. So now we have UVs for this, we have the UVs for this, yes, we can join them, and then again UV editing, UV pack islands. Then we have this top part, which is already fine, and then we have those sides. Okay. So this is like one type of roof we have now. All right. So let me reveal this wooden wall. Yeah, looks good. So this is one type of roof we can have. And now I want to do like a main roof, to be honest. So we can use this here and here, but then we also need like a V-shaped roof, right? Yeah, we need a V-shaped roof. And we also need like a square type roof, to be honest. So we still need 2 more roofs. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's just end this here, this lecture, and in the next lecture we will do another type of roof, okay?